Hi, it's Murray from Engadine Music again, and this time we're going to look at some upper level trumpets. I've done blogs previously on the entry level and the student level instrument, and a lot of the questions I get back are people saying, what's the difference? What should I do? What is the difference between a student trumpet and a professional trumpet? I thought we'd just have a quick look. Engadine Music is a pro network dealer for the Yamaha range. We also stock Jupiter, Chagall and Bach instruments. So it's highly recommended if you're picking or choosing an upper level instrument that you come in and play them first. And play the one you're going to buy, because one of the greatest things about these instruments is they're hand assembled, they're handmade, most of them. And so that therefore each instrument has its own absolute characteristics. The one I'm holding at the moment is the Yamaha Xeno, which is the 8335. Which is a mainstay professional instrument. Of course, you can go up to various ones. You can do the Bobby shoe with the reverse lead pipe. You can do the Wayne Bergeron, which is the larger bore. This is a medium large bore. It's a lovely horn. The big characteristics with it, first of all, is the narrow, shallow receiver. Generally, student instruments are made with a long receiver, so they'll pick any mouthpiece, and they will actually stop the mouthpiece getting stuck while you're learning. If we shorten that, we increase or we decrease the gap between the lead pipe and the receiver, and you decrease the tension in the lead pipe, which means that there's less turbulence and the sound is more focused. You've also got very careful positioning of the stays. The stays alter the sound considerably because they alter the position at which the instrument is supported and the vibration works. The third valve knuckle, much more comfortable, and it's a one-piece bell. That means it's a lighter bell. Instruments are quite often made with a rounded bell that's actually lapped. These are made from a constant tube that's beaten out into the shape. It's also a longer bell taper, which gives you a much more focused sound, both in the B flat and the C version. This is what it sounds like. Really nice and bright, very light, very balanced horn, and the ability here to play classical and jazz is unbelievable. So you've really got a nice instrument for a professional. And it's just like, I suppose, driving a car. You get out of your clunker and into a Rolls Royce, you expect it to perform better, you expect it to be more personalised, and you expect it to have a few extras on it, and the balance and the lightness of this bell is great. The second one we're going to look at, I do believe this is probably one of the few in captivity. This is the Xeno 25th anniversary model. Exactly the same characteristics as the original Xeno, with the traditional stays, which give it a lot more support, but mainly it's the bling of the gold valve caps, etc. The other question I get asked from people is, why would I play silver or gold? And in a student instrument, usually it's about hygiene. Lacquer instruments, easier to clean, longer lasting. As you get up into the higher level instruments, the silver makes the sound a lot more focused, a lot brighter and a lot narrower. It also adds to the weight of the instrument too. Now, one of the things you do notice with this one is it doesn't have the additional water key on the third slide. I would prefer that. I would probably have someone put that on, a recognised repairer or instrument maker. But other than that, they're a very similar instrument. This is a lovely sound, a little bit brighter, a little bit more classical. Not so hot on the jazz, I find. It's a little bit too brittle for me on the jazz. But for a classical horn, the silver plate in the Xeno, definitely worth considering. The final one I'm going to show today, but remember, we do have Jupiter, we do have Chagall, we do have access to pretty much anything, is probably the standard professional's trumpet, and still probably the most high quality trumpet you will buy, and that is the Bach Stradivarius, or the Bach 37. 37 refers to the bell size, medium large bore. Again, lots of similar characteristics. They still haven't managed to put a water key on the third slide. I really find that important for me as a player. But again, a medium weight silver bore. The Bach has been one of the most mainstay instruments of the professional world for so long, and there's really nothing quite like it. It's still a beautiful horn to play. So, lovely instrument. You don't even work hard to play high with it. Nice receiver. Again, the mouthpiece is secure, and that's important because you don't want to set up turbulence before you generate the sound, and that's why it's very important that the relationship between receiver and mouthpiece is quite narrow and quite effective. As with all these instruments, first and third slide triggers, of course, is standard because the intonation is much more critical. And the bottom end of the professional range, like the bottom notes, are just so clean and clear. Yeah, it's just easy to play them. So right across the range, they're accurate, they're effective. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for craftsmanship, and you're paying for an instrument that just becomes an extension of your playing. You don't have to worry about it, it's just there. And that by the time you're up to playing one of these, you need to just buy the best. See you next time.